Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me out there? It's very noisy in my basement. I've rearranged my setup to acquire some table surface. And instead of using my table surface for what I intended, it's just been accumulating with thrift finds. I'm not usually a retail therapy kind of person, but the places that I've been, there's always been a Dollar Tree or a thrift store next to them. So I've said, well, let me just see. I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to go find something. I've been a little disappointed that I haven't found a lot of Halloween stuff yet, because it is August as of doing this. Whenever you get to see these videos, whenever they're done. I actually started some of these projects in June. I have gifts that people gave me over the year. I had some gift cards at some places where I picked up a few things. I also was hunting around at my parents' house and found some really great things. I have lots of thrift stuff. I have some Dollar Tree stuff. All kinds of loony things to discuss. So, we have to dive in somewhere, right? Woo! What is this? Of course this is a square frame, but of course I would probably love to look at a diamond. Anytime there's an odd frame, I even got one that was in the shape of a football. It's in my storage here somewhere. I just thought it was cool that I thought, I don't know how I'm going to use this, but this is a really cool thing that I'm going to get to use for later. So for $1, this can become anything. So let's dive into this Dollar Tree bag. This mesh tubing comes in different colors. I'm going to use this for a future pumpkin project, I think, as some vine accessories and accents. And I believe there's more floral things in here. Yes, they did have some Halloween floral. These different color berry picks, black and silver and or silver and purple. I will always use these types of things along with these kind of. Okay, I know they're supposed to be from the floral department, but I like use these in my hair. So to me, they're hair clips. And I've made a couple different little fascinator type pieces that, again, I've used these type of little berry picks where I've just stuck them in my hair. I also made some crazy Victorian bonnets and hats where these kind of things came in handy. So again, if you're looking for alternative decor or decoration or style, apparently the floral department is the way to go. So the red one. Oh, here's a purple one. Ooh, purple. All right, purple. And here was more mesh ribbon that, again, to me, if it's green, that means it's a very pumpkin-esque accent. Ooh, here we go, a black and silver. Yeah. Oh yeah. Back in the day where you could walk out and be stylish. Look at this as these are the great little kind of accents to a hairpiece. And obviously, I don't know that I put this whole thing. That'd look a little British royal family kind of type. But these type of things actually just pop off the stems. So again, that's a great thing. If you're looking for some kind of vine garland or only pieces, don't think not of these kind of picks, because you know they can be separated, they can be cut off. I actually was looking for just vine foliage, but I did see some of these that I thought I could cut up and use elsewhere. And so these are the kind of things, again, because dollar stores have different merchandise when you go to different ones at different times. So I tend to get something that I know that I will use, that I can have in my stash, that it's there for when I need it. And I have a drawer that's divided between regular floral and fall floral because I go through so much of it. I love these kind of black picks as well. I used these when I was fixing up some of those Mardi Gras masks, because these, again, pieces can just be stuck anywhere to make any kind of hats or fascinators or accents. They're glittery, they're sparkly, and these come in a variety of colors. I used up the bunch of black ones that I had, so I thought, well, heck, I'll use these. I did find some orange lights. I wasn't sure if I had orange lights or if I had purple lights, but I will always use these, so I need those. So I got orange, and I got these little LED ones. Some Dollar Trees have more craft center sections in them now, and I actually got these beads. These are star beads. I don't usually like beads that look really, really plasticky. Like, I don't use very many pony kind of beads. I guess these you can kind of tell they're plastic, but I thought that they were really cool to accessorize, to make things. And I mean, Battistella, I mean, my name does mean hit the stars. So I should probably play up with some stars some more. I did pick up some yarn. I told you I've been making a lot of videos at once. I have a lot of footage that I know I have to go through, and apparently I can't talk anymore. Thread. When you're working on a quality project, thread is important. If you're working on a sewing machine, see, not having the right thread, not necessarily having the proper mechanics of a sewing machine, and not having quality materials, all those kind of things can combine for disaster, because you'll jam your machine, your thread will break, your fabric will bunch up, and it can be really discouraging. People will say, oh, this is complicated, I don't want to sew. So you have to know your materials. So thread from the dollar store is not going to be high quality. I saw this, I picked it up because it had larger red, black, and white, which I thought, okay, I will burn through those very quickly. But I don't really have a lot of colorful thread. So if I was doing some baby projects, I thought, well, these might be quick things to help me match things. And I'm aware of the quality. I'll probably double up thread when I'm using it. But that's just a thing to keep in mind, that sometimes when you just need some quick thread, some basting thread, or maybe just some extra, sometimes your Dollar Tree might be a great place to find some thread. The irony of this thread is that after I got this thread, somewhere in this pile, I also got some giant bags of thread from the thrift store. So that kind of made this purchase moot, but oh well, I'll still use it at some point. I want to talk about some gifts that I actually got that kind of pertain to my craft room. This Giphy bag I'm treating as a gift. I found it in my laundry room. You know you're an adult when you're excited to get a new washer dryer. And I was cleaning my laundry room, and I was up on the ladder, up on the top shelf, top cabinet, and I found some wrapping paper rolls, actually. And this bag of glitter, let's see what's in here. Actually, I will always use, of course, different assorted brush sizes. You can get these anywhere affordably and use wonderfully. And there is different types of glitter that are quite fancy. Okay. Glitter glue. All right. These are some kind of letter forms? Question marks? No, there's question marks, there's exclamation points, there's different letters. So, you know me, I will probably end up using these letters on something like Tombstones. When I'm shopping on Amazon, I tend to just put things in my wish list more as a bookmark. And then when my husband goes to check my list for my birthday, I tend to just get the supplies that I had needed that I had put in my wish list. So he asked me what this was. He said, why do you need like a horse whip? And I said, no, this is a horsehair braid, which I know exactly why I put this in my wish list, because I was working on my unfinished sort of modern Regency dress project, and I was thinking that I was going to finish the dress and that I was going to start working on the matching jacket. And I wanted something just to stiffen the hems a little bit and to go stiffen around the collar. And in the store, I had seen white, but of course, I wanted black. So this is something that is very affordable if you're sewing and you do need an area that is just more of a stiff, sturdy. You know, a lot of times when you're reading a pattern or you're looking at how to do a project and it says, you know, you need interfacing on the collars or on the cuffs, and a lot of people want to skip that, like, oh, that's not necessary, oh, I don't need that there. But sometimes when you do that little bit of extra tailoring, it really is what kind of makes a project extra special, makes it so that it does look maybe sturdy in quality, not just kind of homemade. I don't know. And this satin I had put, I think this was, look, you know what? It says right here. Does it tell me how many yards? 5 yards. Shermer's satin. So, I got this because I had it in my wish list, and my husband got it for me. He said, I'm sure I know why you need red fabric for something. I don't know what, but I know you'll use it. And I do know exactly, again, what I had in mind for this. That's the thing about accumulating all this stuff. I thought about getting more storage, but then I thought, you know, I don't need more storage. I need to actually use what I have. This I intended for some holiday project where this was going to be sort of the inner lining. That hasn't come to fruition yet. That'll probably be next year's big project because I'm already doing my Halloween mystery sewing for this year, and that is just too many big projects at once for me. But that is a nice satin. And again, things like satin or kind of polyester made be kind of silk, kind of a rayon kind of blends, those kind of fabrics are kind of, they're slippery, kind of tricky fabrics. So don't panic when you're using them and they don't work. And make sure you're using the right fabric for the right material. When I was doing the sheet sewing, I had some brown material like this that I used as the lining of the blouse I made for my sister that had the matching horse print on it. And that is what it's for. It's just a lighter weight kind of lining, kind of feel good kind of material. You wouldn't use that if you were making something maybe like a cushion that you expected to get a lot of wear and tear. So different fabrics, different materials have different uses. So this is going to make a really nice kind of holiday kind of lining someday in the future. I have this in my wish list because my old sewing machine does not have any kind of little magnetic bar, and I was doing a project that had a lot of pins. Actually, it may even have been the quilt I made at Christmas, the memorial quilt with all the t-shirts, where I had a lot of pins to keep track of a lot of binding, and it was slowing me down to have to stop and worry about the pins, and was I dropping all the pins, and where were they all? And so I knew these things existed. Magnetic pin cushion, yeah. And as you can see, it's still sitting here in the bag, in the box. I haven't used it yet. I haven't used my sewing machine actually in a lot of the sheet sewing that I did was actually by hand as well. So no, I need to break out the sewing machine soon. But this is really useful. Any kind of magnet in your area when you're sewing is useful. Again, you know, pins and magnets are important. Oh, I've got 2 of these. You may notice my room is a little brighter. That was one of the, again, another issue with being in a basement. I've got a lot of overhead fluorescent lights, but I have a lot of overhead beams and ducts and plumbing that sometimes gets in the way of the fluorescent lighting where I need more space and more task lighting. And I actually saw these on this old house that they were using as more like underlighting for cabinetry. And I had one set in my wish list, and these weren't very expensive. I think like $25. Where I thought, well, I'll get them, maybe I'll try them. And again, they were in my wish list. My husband got them for me. He said, I don't know why you want string lights, but okay. And the beam that goes across here with the support pole that I always have to work around, that I strategically made sure my camera wasn't getting, and now I'm talking about it anyway. Okay. I was able to put these lights on that wood beam to make 2 rows of lights. So now instead of having a dark hole that I have to move my cart when I was sewing either closer to that fluorescent light or closer to this fluorescent light, and I have direct lighting overhead. And I love them so much that I did go back and get a second one, because over here I've got plumbing that's in the way, and my plastic bins, if you can kind of see, now I have to go all the way up to the ceiling because they're on that wall. I did not want to have them go all the way up when they were here because it would have blocked the light that I needed. So I thought about, again, getting different storage, some nicer cabinetry or something, but again, I didn't want to block out that light. And I could have gotten into some electrical work and maybe moved the light, but I didn't want to do that. The thing is, about here, there is another maybe dark hole kind of going that way, this length instead of that length. And there is some plumbing there though, so I actually think I might actually put this directly, because you just peel a nice tape and then it has a nice sticky back. I may actually put this on the underside of the subflooring that is my ceiling. So having the right kind of light. Now, before we moved here, I had one spot with this little sewing cart with one lamp that actually I made sure that I had a 100-watt bulb in, which they became tough to find when they discontinued them. But it was just the idea of just, again, something as simple as having the right kind of light to do what you need to do. So this one's empty, this one's full. I have to still do some maintenance work. I guess maybe I could get up there once I get all my crap out of the way. Okay. Ooh. A rotary cutter. Yes. I have another mat and measure kind of board here. The thing about rotary cutters, they are really awesome, and they have different types of blades, and they're a lot faster and a lot nicer for certain projects than scissors. But you obviously have to keep in mind what kind of surface, what kind of material that you're using, because you don't want to cut up what you're doing underneath. Again, I have this in my list as just a nice casual tool that I was probably frustrated with my scissors. And again, haven't even used it yet. Lastly, for this kind of gift bag here, I have these adorable little bat charms. What's amusing about these is I don't remember why I had these in my list. I'm sure I probably had some kind of project in mind at the time. And then when I got them, it was like, oh, how cute, just bats. So I'm sure I probably will make some form of jewelry, spooky jewelry out of this. But at the same time, I feel like I might have had something else in mind for these. I just can't remember what. Maybe a couple like sweater clips that these were on either side. These actually would also make some really cute little barrette types, maybe. That maybe at first somebody wouldn't know that it's a bat, and then they'd go, oh, you have a bat in your hair. And I'd be like, I had a gift card for one of the local hobby stores. The Michael's and the Joann's near here actually both closed, so this hobby store is actually the closest store to me, and I only go there when I absolutely need something. But I had a gift card to go there, so I went there. But I did find a few good things. Goop craft glue, could always use some of that. Now the irony, this material is also meant to go with this material. This was meant to be the lining, and this I was feeling as, depending on, I haven't even opened these to see what's the remnant is like. Of course they kind of tape it impossible. I was thinking of this as being some kind of like a waist cincher with some nice a few boning sections and a nice kind of drawstring kind of tie to it. Not drawstring, tie. Spiral lacing kind of to it. So this is another project in the future. And you know, even when you're in the craft store, of course, always check out the remnant section. But like I said, this is home decor fabric, and I'm already thinking of this as kind of more of like a leather kind of fashion kind of works. So don't be afraid to, you know, look in other departments for what you need as well. Like curtains are your friend. Oh gee, black velvet. I will definitely make use of this. Farm Fresh. So this, I can tell you right away, would be a gift for somebody. Bear and deer fleece. So yeah, this is probably just going to be a nice soft little kind of blankie for the guest room, I think. um, ooh, this is also nice and soft. It's called Mermaid Foil. So I know I probably got this to be a nice baby snuggly kind of thing. This would actually be kind of cute to make like 0.66 yard. This might be kind of cute as a little hooded baby cape. So this is a kind of cool little, another soft little baby fabric. I do have a drawer now that I have dedicated to baby fabrics for baby sewing. So again, it's like, well, if I actually used all the material, I would have the storage space back, wouldn't I? Here. Oh. Now here's the irony. It's now the end of August when fall items are coming out in stores. And there's no way that I would pay $6 regular price for these in the store. Particularly when you can go to the dollar store and get them. Or when you can find a lot of times different leaf floral arrangements in the thrift stores all the time. I had a birthday gift card. So I feel like I might have gotten these too when they had been clearanced the year before. And they have been sitting in this bag that long. Okay. This is exactly what I am talking about getting your space organized and how to supply your craft closet. That's, you know, I've already got like dozens of these kind of leaves right here. But do I use them constantly? Yes, I use these for absolutely everything. That is so funny. I am finding all kinds of stuff in here. All right, black ruffled trim. This is only a yard. Huh. I could still definitely find a use for this. Probably as a collar and then maybe a matching cuff. Ooh, I'm getting ideas right now. When you're like me and you know you'll always use the same color, black ribbons, black kind of bias tape, I will always use. So, and for the $1 or $2 that this was, that's fine. This is some kind of, it's called Texan Buff. One more thing in here. One more thing. What is this? This is fleece. Okay. I hate how the craft stores always have like this ridiculously overabundant section of fleece. Like, why? This has a hockey print on it. So, oh yes, this is definitely worth it. You know, hey, don't be afraid to be shameless. I mean, we don't have time to worry about anything like that in the plague. So, hey, when your time is coming up and you need some supplies, hey, put them in your wish list, send out the notifications, tell people that you shop at these stores, and if they know what their interests are, you know, tell them, look, I don't need anything, give me a gift card, I'll get what I want. Because, hey, you never know what you can find, what you'll make use. And now I have to put all this stuff away.